Hi, I'm Dave with Omineca Outdoors. Today I'm going to show you how I am going to propagate this jade plant. Now the reason why I'm doing it is because this jade plant has gotten a little bit overgrown in the year that I've had it. So it tends to want to be a little bit lopsided, and when the soil dries out, it just wants to fall over all the time. So I'm going to take a little bit of the growth off the one side, and I'm going to plant it in some cactus, palm, and succulent soil. And I'll put that into these little 4-inch pots that I have once I clean them all up in my sink over there. Now with these cuttings, you can either do it by branches or you can do it by the little leaves. Now you don't have to put any rooting hormone on there, but I'm going to do it just because I want a little bit more assurance that they're going to take. And I'm going to do it by the branch because the branches are more, how would I say, they're a little bit larger than just a leaf or two. So it'll take up a little bit more of the plant off, and it won't be so lopsided and top heavy, I guess you could say, or side heavy. And yeah, pretty simple as that. So let's go wash up the pots, and then we'll go from there. Put the soil in the pots and rooting stimulation, and then we'll cut some of the leaves off. Okay, now that I've got the cups all washed up, I didn't use any bleach or anything like that because I'm not worried about disease or anything. So, you can wash them with bleach. Usually you soak them for about 10 minutes in. I don't know what the exact measurement of bleach to water is, but typically you would soak them in there for a certain amount of time and then take them out, rinse them off, and then you can plant whatever you want into them. Me, I'm not taking any risks, or I should say I'm taking the risk. And hopefully it works out for me, but I know these pots didn't have anything with any diseases in them, so I'm just going to do it that way. So first thing of all, I'm going to put some soil into each of these pots, and then I will get some of the stem root ready so that I can dip the cuttings that I'm going to cut off and then put into the soil. So here we go. I'm just using my hands because, well, it's simple, easy way to do it. I typically don't pack down the soil into the pots because, roots love to have airspace and everything. And that's what the perlite in the soil's for, to create some airspace. But yeah. Now, the one thing that I did say was that this was a cactus, palm, and succulent soil. You will want to have that kind of a soil because it is blended just right with the proper amounts of different types of soils into it, like perlite, which is an aeration pellet. Then it also has the peat in there and some of the other things. I'm not quite exactly sure all of the things in this one, but it is formulated just for that reason. So yeah, you're best off to just go with that, or you can even create your own if you want. I don't have the time to do that, so I'm just gonna do it this way. And yeah, pretty simple. So now that all those pots are done like that, I'm not going to do this big one because I'm going to stick one of these small ones into this pot here, so it looks a little bit nicer. Adds a little bit of weight as well. Okay, so the good thing about this plant that I have here is that we have some small air roots coming off of the little nodules. You can see these little tiny hairs coming off each of the nodules. So this will actually help facilitate the rooting process once I get those into the soil. So hopefully that'll work out a little bit better than just the rooting hormone. So if I kind of mix both of them in there, it'll work a lot better. And I'm going to try and get a little bit of that rooting hormone on the sides where I had seen those little rooting hairs. And then I'm going to just pop that into the soil. I'm going all the way down to the first set of leaves that I have on there because I already pulled off these other two. So it's going to be the next set up from that. So those will be right on top of the soil. And yeah, we'll just start grabbing a couple of these off at a time and go from there. You just want to make sure you get a good amount of rooting hormone on there. And that one might not be so great because they're pretty well curled, but so yeah, I'm just popping them off. You can do that with the leaves. You know, I can just plop some leaves in like that, plop, plop, but I'm not really looking for the leaves. I'm just going to toss those out here. Got a couple in here as well. So yeah, like I said, it takes approximately 2 weeks to 2 months to actually see any good growth out of the plant. So yeah, I guess we'll come back in once we start seeing some growth or some differences in the soil, or sorry, the plants. Huh. So now that I've got these things all set up with the rooting hormone and in the soil, I have given them a little bit of a lick of water just to add to the soil. Otherwise the soil's a little bit too dry and they'd probably just not grow at all. But I wanted to help the roots try and grow outwards. As you can see, the plant's a lot more happier the way it is. I'm probably going to have to cut off a few more sections just to get it to grow in the right direction I want to. But we'll keep an eye on these for the next few weeks and see what kind of growth we get out of it, and we'll get back to you and let you know how it's going. Thanks for watching. Okay, so it's been about 4.5, 5 weeks now on the jade plant propagation, where I just took off one of the branches and put some rooting hormone on it and threw it into some soil. These are the 3 transplants that I did right here. All of them worked out really well. Every single one of them rooted very well. And I've just got these little bamboo stakes in here, or skewers, just to help them stand up a little bit on their own, because they are still a little bit fresh and they do want to just kind of flop over. If I take this one out, it kind of flops over a bit. I think this one here is a little bit worse. It just wants to go way down. So I want to kind of have these things kind of shoot straight up a little bit more, just to give them a little bit more of a look. Otherwise they're just going to flop over and then want to trail around like a trailing plant or something like that, and then branch off of there, and it won't look so nice. So that was pretty easy to do. You can do that with pretty much any types of succulents. I have like a Christmas cactus or a Easter cactus here, where I did the same thing. I just took off a little leaflet. This one here I didn't put any rooting hormone on. I just put it straight into the soil, and it seems to want to have rooted really nice. And you can see the 2 new leaves off the top there, one little tiny one and then a little bit bigger one. I did also take a little piece off of this Echeveria plant here, and I essentially just took the leaf like this off of it. This is the jade plant leaf, but I happen to have that one. And if you look at this one, I stuck it in with the jade plant, and I don't know if you can see here, It's like right here. Come on, focus in a little bit better. So it's rooted really well in here. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to plant it in its own 4-inch pot here soon. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. I want it to just establish itself a little bit better, growing some more leaves on it and stuff. But essentially you can do this propagation with any type of succulent plants, like the cactus plants, the echeveria, and these other, I forget what these ones are called. But yeah, and the jade plants. So if you have any questions, comment down below. Give it a big thumbs up if you like the video. And if you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down and tell me why. And if you'd like to see anything else with these videos, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you.